If you've driven in Metro Vancouver this summer, you know the region is a maze of road construction projects. Now the flaggers who direct traffic around construction zones say they've had enough of unsafe drivers. The CBC's Mira Baines reports.
They keep people safe, but their job can cost them their lives.
We're faced with verbal abuse. I've had things thrown at me. Speed is the worst, and people on their cell phones still.
Herbeck represents flaggers all over the Lower Mainland, and their message is clear: slow down. She's pushing for more police speed zone enforcement in construction zones.
We want them to come into our zones and do like a counterattack radar cell phone check, like they do seatbelt checks or radar checks in school zones or drunk driving counterattacks.
In July, a 49-year-old man was killed on the job in Mission. Last year, 23-year-old Jennifer Beauregard, featured here in a WorkSafe BC video, was struck by a speeding SUV in Delta. The driver was texting.
My pelvis was shattered. All of my ribs were cracked. My spleen was ruptured. And I suffered severe brain damage.
About a year and a half ago, when major construction first started along Highway 1, flaggers did protest. They shut down Highway 1 for about an hour. And now they say they want to talk to police so they don't have to take drastic measures again.
And police say they're already stretched.
Unfortunately, we can't be everywhere at once. And that's more or less what the flaggers, in my opinion, are asking for us to be everywhere, but we can't. It's physically impossible.
The Flaggers Association will meet with RCMP tomorrow.
A vital source of fresh food for Nanaimo's food bank is running low tonight. The Gleaning Society collects fruit from backyard fruit trees for those who need it. But as Sky Ryan reports, this year's harvest has fallen by more than 50%.
Sandra McGladry's in a cash crunch.
Lots of costs, clothes, school books, lunches.
Her 10-year-old's returning to school next week, and this is the last food bank handout the Nanaimo mom has to fill her daughter's school lunches.
As for fruits and vegetables, don't know if they have or not, so.
Donations of fruits and vegetables have all but vanished at Nanaimo's food bank this year.
Right now we're having to purchase everything, so it's sort of, we're not really getting anything.
Demand at the food bank has doubled this summer, but donations are dramatically down.
We're getting a lot of new people, whether that's through job loss.
Yet this program that usually helps supply fruit by picking Nanaimo residents' fruit trees and collecting the fruit is dealing with a big drop itself in pickings.
Last year we did almost 150 picks.
Where are you right now?
We're considerably less. We're at less than 50 this year.
The reason may be there's less fruit on area trees.
I think poor pollination, possibly to do with the weather.
But in the crunch that so many, like food bank client and father of two Michael St. Louis, finds themselves in,
This work right now is hard to find.
the Gleaning Society is hoping that people begin calling in to donate what fruit there is hanging on area trees.
There's always people who could use the fruit.
The alternative, if unpicked, is clearly that the fruit just goes to waste.
If you got them, you can donate them. It'd be awesome. Lots of people could use them.
And Sandra McGladry will be.
Yeah, I got some potatoes and tomato.
But they won't last for long.
They'll go a couple days or so.
But that's a few more days of fresh vegetables and fruit than Miss Mum might have otherwise had, if not for the food bank bag that she's leaving with today.
I do the best I can.
If you'd like to help and have fruit trees that require picking, you can contact the Gleaning Society in Nanaimo at 250-816-4769. The BC Ambulance Service recognized 6 hockey players today for what they did to save a life. It happened last spring in Nanaimo during an old-timers pickup hockey game. One player suffered a heart attack, and he might not be alive today if not for the quick actions of his teammates. Kendall Hansen reports.
It's all smiles outside Cliff McNabb Arena because this man, Harvey Fiend, is still alive.
I just like to thank every one of them. It's great to have people that are trained to do this type of thing. Without them, I wouldn't be here.
He's talking about April 9th when he, among a group of old-timers, were playing some pickup hockey like these guys here, when Fiend suffered a heart attack while sitting on the bench. One of the players quickly alerted veterinarian Keith Young.
I'm used to dealing with old dogs dying, so we got to Harvey and he was pretty much gone.
It just so happened 3 firemen, including Deputy Chief Bob Simpson, were also playing. One quickly grabbed the recently installed defibrillator near the rink's edge. The others moved Thien from behind the bench where he had fallen onto the bench so they could work on him.
And basically brought him back from purple to breathing. So, pretty remarkable. Keith, thank you for your efforts.
Which brings us to this event, the BC Ambulance Service presenting Keith Young and Lyle Dennison with Good Samaritan Awards for their unselfish and humanitarian assistance during a medical emergency. And Vital Links Awards for Bob Simpson and Ted Greaves for saving a life through CPR.
I'm honored by it, of course, but I feel much better about Harvey being here today.
It was also the second time in 4 months defibrillators, which the city installed at its rinks in 2008, helped to save a life.
I don't think anyone dreamed that we would need them as quickly as we did and as early as we did, and that it would be 2 players both playing hockey that would require this service. And so I'm just so pleased that we were able to have the right equipment at the right time.
As for Harvey Thien, who underwent open heart surgery and believes he's 80% recovered, he now has a new appreciation for this life that was all but over on that fateful day.
It changes your outlook on life. You know, you breathe the air and see the birds. I mean, it's great to be here.
He's also been on his skates about 5 times and hopes to be playing with the old-timers again in a few weeks. And when he does, you can be sure the feel of the ice, the stick, and the puck will never have felt so good.
After a long day of rain yesterday, our weather turned right around today to drier and warmer. Here's Ed now to check our forecast. Ed?
All right, Tony. Well, a much different look today than we had yesterday. So all the rain is gone now. It looks like we're building in a nice little ridge of high pressure right here. This is a front that is going to probably get things really going up on the north coast here. Got a rainfall warning up in that area. But as far as the South Island is concerned, the west and the east, we're looking pretty good. We'll tell you all about that. The full forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Ed. A bizarre BC connection to a deadly American hostage-taking. That story and much more still to come on CHEK News.
CHEK News is brought to you in part by Sandy's Furniture in Langford. Find the furniture that will make your house a home.
Wow. Okay, take a close look at this. Is the glass half empty or half full? I don't know, but it's absolutely perfect.
Let's back that up and see it again.
Hold it right there. That was a nice touch.
That says fresh to me.
Does anyone have a cookie?
For honor and country, the Canadian-American Challenge Demolition Derby at Saratoga Speedway this Saturday and Sunday. 10 American cars, 10 Canadian cars, 100% demolition. It's total destruction till the last country standing. Also featured Crash to Pass, Hornet Cars, and Roadrunner. Gates open at 5:30. Racing at 7 p.m. sharp. The Can-Am Challenge Demolition Derby this weekend only at Saratoga Speedway. Between Caliber and Carson.
Greek Fest is a time for food, fun, and joyful shots of Opa, showcasing the Greek culture in BC. Nothing over 20 different performance groups and an abundance of delicious Greek food. The 9th Annual Victoria Greek Fest, September 1st through the Labor Day long weekend, next to Commonwealth Pool.
1 year ago, these doors were about to close on 53 years of history.
It was your support that kept CHEK on the air.
On Monday, September 6th, we want to thank you, so we're throwing a party.
Join us, Labor Day Monday.
From 4 to 7 at our Victoria studios.
We want to shake your hand and say thanks.
We wouldn't be here now without you.
Join CHEK as we celebrate 1 year as an independently owned station. Monday, September 6th.
More evidence tonight that the once red-hot BC real estate market is rapidly cooling off. In Greater Victoria, home sales for August were at the lowest level in 10 years. 425 homes were sold in Greater Victoria last month, and that's down from 527 sales in July, and down 44% from August of last year. The average price of a single-family home dropped below $600,000 for the first time this year. It's down to $586,500. That's a drop of 4.5%. The Victoria Real Estate Board says they're not surprised by the numbers. They say last year numbers were exceptional as a result of a rebound from the recession and the low interest rates. A dramatic and deadly situation near Washington, D.C. today. Police shot and killed a man who took 3 hostages at the headquarters of the Discovery Channel. And in a bizarre twist, it turns out there is a BC connection. The CBC's Eric Rankin has the story.
Even as the drama was unfolding, James J. Lee entering the Discovery Channel headquarters, grabbing 3 hostages at gunpoint, explosives strapped to his body. His Burnaby connection was leading to some confusion.
Also, interestingly, when you go to his website, there's actually a contact to him, and it traces back to this part of British Columbia.
The reason for CNN speculation? Lee's website, the domain name and web space purchased from the Burnaby company .easy.com. Lee posted his grievances on SaveThePlanetProtest.com, a rant against the Discovery Channel, accusing the network of promoting technology and overpopulation over animals, stating at one point, no more parasitic human infants. The Burnaby company in shock today on news of its troubled client and the drama unfolding in Maryland.
Emotionally tired because I'm kind of, if this doesn't happen every day, I'm sort of a little bit overwhelmed.
James J. Lee appears to have had no other connection to Canada, most recently living in Maryland, where today his life ended, the 3 hostages escaping.
The suspect was shot by police officers.
So does the Burnaby company bear any responsibility for Lee's webpage? .easy.com says illegal activities aren't condoned, but
there is freedom of speech, and individuals are able to express frustration and anger, and that's completely within the boundaries of what they can do with our services.
A new development today in a brutal confinement and torture case. Police in Calgary are now trying to determine if a 911 call last February was ignored.
An already bizarre case of alleged torture took another twist today. Police revealing more charges and another victim.
Mr. Paxton has been charged with assault and unlawful confinement against a female.
That's in addition to allegedly confining and repeatedly torturing his roommate, Dustin LaFortune, for 2 years. And tips have led police to believe Paxton could have other victims.
Just by his behavior with Mr. LaFortune and how dangerous of a person he is, people may now feel more comfortable that he's arrested and in jail.
And another revelation. Police might have missed a vital tip months ago that could have put Paxton in jail. Someone concerned about the 30-year-old's behavior called police in February.
The call is still currently under review, and we're completing our inquiry. There was a call, I can tell you, in February of 2010. There was a 7-minute call. There was no dispatch.
Meaning police didn't ever check out the house where Paxton and LaFortune were living. This isn't the first time Calgary's 911 system has come under scrutiny. Last November, a woman called the emergency line worried about her children. She called back later from her cell phone, screamed, and the line went dead. Police traced the call to this house where they found 2 dead children. And in February, accusations a 911 operator didn't send police fast enough to save a woman, allegedly killed by her husband. Today, the head of the police union said all 911 calls need to be taken seriously.
I think we should always err on the side of safety. If there's a call for help, that we should always dispatch to it.
Police and the city's communications officials are now reviewing the call about Paxton, trying to figure out who made it, and also, no doubt, trying to determine if they missed something.
It is now illegal to smoke in parks and beaches in Vancouver. The ban also extends to city-owned golf courses and playgrounds. A first-time offender can face a minimum fine of $250. People who get caught again can be hit with a fine going up to $2,000. The Vancouver Park Board approved the ban in April over concerns of second-hand smoke, litter, and fires. And while smoking is against the law on Vancouver's beaches, it seems it's okay to go swimming with a whale. That's what happened in English Bay today when one woman got an unexpected opportunity to fulfill a dream. The CBC's Navjot here explains.
This is a story about a whale of a dream and a girl who woke up.
Actually, I always dream about swimming with whales, like quite a few times at night.
And today that dream became a reality. When a huge whale swam into English Bay, she jumped right in.
I'm not really scared because I have a friend who did that before, and they just come to, I think, like rub their belly on the beach a little bit, and I know they're pretty friendly.
And on shore, hundreds stood by watching.
Oh my God, there's a whale offshore.
For decades, whales have avoided the congested waters off Vancouver until now. So far this year, whales have appeared off Sunset Beach 3 times.
It's really exciting. My heart's racing. I've never seen a whale in the wild before.
Whales do wander from the ocean into coastal waters. Most of the time, they're searching for food, but their stays are usually brief, except for this year. The Department of